Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of our Minecraft modded survival world. Last episode was a world tour. We got a little bit of frame rate because Google Chrome, come on. Jeez, skeletons, you're making my life difficult. So Google Chrome has this inbuilt software removal detection tool thing that basically scans your computer and there's nothing I can do to stop it. And it's currently scanning my computer and using up a lot of my disks, so we do have quite a bit of lag on the world. I'm trying to turn the mob farms off to try and ease up on that lag some, but I'm not convinced that it's going to do really much of anything. I've been waiting over an hour for it to sort of die down and it still hasn't. So unfortunately we are done with it, but last episode was the world tour and we toured this world, what we've done so far. And we started a new episode yesterday, a new series on the channel yesterday. I plan to do that every time I reach like a milestone episode. We'll start a new series. I think it might be nice. But we're going to continue with this. This isn't going anywhere. It's just dropping back a little bit. And that just means that I have a bit more time to do other things. Because I definitely want to grow the channel. And sometimes doing just one series over and over again doesn't always grow the channel. I got to shut these both off in the basement, haven't I? But yeah, so this episode, what I want to do is I want to work on the factory. And I did record a couple of clips working on the factory already. But I've decided to go a different route with the factory. I wasn't really happy with what it was looking like. So I'll show you what I did do. And then I'll explain as to why I'm no longer doing that. Let's turn that off. That should be all of the mob farms off, but the creeper one. This is still getting power, right? Yes, you are still getting power. Good. So, what I want to do this episode is I would like to work on the factory. Like I said, I want to sort out the shop. I did do a bit of work on the shop. I've decided that this shop that we built over here is just going to stock mob drops. It's not going to stock anything additional. We were making stuff and sending stuff here like eyes of ender. We were making bone blocks, arrow quivers and all that kind of stuff. I've decided against that simply because there just wasn't enough room in this wall to put everything that I wanted to put. So I don't know where I got this from. So I began reworking the shop, and this is everything that is just genuinely generated, and everything else we're going to send to the factory and start doing so. So we'll start getting the powders, these powders here, and we'll pop them in a different shop. I'm thinking of adding an additional shop onto here. That's where you come out here. This end will be attached to one. We didn't put any like things on this end because I wanted this end to be attached to the next one. So we'll probably set that up. And a weird glitch, I don't know if I've actually pointed this out. For some reason, this has happened to a couple of these. I don't know why. I don't know if someone's done this as a prank. Although why they'd use this block, I don't know. Or if this is just a glitch. It only seems to be on that bit there. I don't see it happening anywhere else. So, you know, who knows. So, I definitely want to do that. Oh, I didn't actually put a window pane in here, look. How could you let me forget that game? So yeah, we're going to definitely add another building onto here. But I want to work on this factory. And I think the first thing that I want to do is what I did originally in this factory. And that was work on the processing of armor and stuff. So if we go into here, you can see that I made this room. But I really don't like it. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think I want to put it over in this corner here. I've got a bit of an idea. I think it'd be cool to have them going around the outside of the room here. Don't know exactly how that's going to work. I've still got some work to do. But we're definitely using these factory blocks here, and these are super cheap to get. Let me show you. These are a really cheap block, especially in the early game. If you're wanting to build a base in the early game, using factory blocks is a great way to go, just because of how much you get for so little. And I'm always a little bit iffy on the recipe. It's something like this, but I can never remember which way around the iron and the stone go. Like that, look. So for 4 stone and 4 iron, we get half a stack. So for 8 iron and 8 stone, you get a full stack. You know, that's a lot of iron. That's a lot of blocks for very little iron. So it's definitely worth it in the early game. So I'm going to get to work on the little bit of the armory fixing station. Get that room sorted out, and then when I've got something to show you, I'll bring you on back. Welcome on back, folks, and we've got the armor repair station now in place. If we go over here, you can see it's mostly in place. There's a couple of things I need to do. I want to put some conduit facades over these conduits, and this actually doesn't need to be here. This was a minor mistake on my part. We created a loop of one item going back and forth in this chest, but that's okay. As you can see now, we've got this in place, and I'm not 100% certain if this is all fully operational. We're not getting any sort of stuff in here, and if we go down here, we should be getting it in the chest. So let me explain how this works. All the mob farms dump all of their goodies into this one particular chest. You can see they're coming in. Then out of this chest, they get pulled out. Now, I'm not so sure about the layout down here in terms of having this like this. I'm going to quite possibly rearrange this, but for now, I want to just see if I can get this to work on sort of like the level that I want it to work on. So this extracts and puts each of these items in these chests. It's then extracted from these chests, the armor, and goes into this first chest here. Wait, yes, into this first chest here. Right, this one allows signposts to go in here, but nothing else. As you can see, it's whitelisted for signposts only. And we only ever seem to get this signpost, so we're good on that front. This one is putting all of the armor in here. And as you can see, it's going in there to be repaired. Actually, this should be... I think I've made a small mistake on that. That should be going into a different chest. The signpost should be... But anyway, that sends them into that chest, which then sends them all the way up here and into the repair station. And as you can see, we've got some repair stations that are empty. These ones are empty. I've put the item filter here because I'm tired of always having to go into my ME system, and then it will decide that it's not connected anymore and stop it. So I've decided just to keep the item filters here for these ones, so they're already here, and we can do it. I've got 3 for bows and 3 for these, and this should be repairing the bows. Yes, we're getting bows repaired, so we've got that doing. Now if we go over to the shop, let's have a little sleep and get sleeped. If we go to the shop, you can see sort of like it's all coming through there, all the additional mob drops. Let me put my jet plate on so we can move a little bit faster. And I'm waiting for these to sort of stock up before I decide what else that I want to do with the additional drop. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work a little bit more on the bit down there. As you can see, this is all coming in here. This is all going out. This is going in here. Actually, I could always put the signposts in one of these. Or in here. I got to figure that sign out a little bit more because I should probably be sending it straight to this chest here, but it's not getting sent to that chest. So yeah, but I think I want to move that and have it happen below the thingy, below the armor repair station, or the chest be sorted out there, or at least these particular chests. But as for this, before I start deciding what I'm going to do with these mob drops, like we could make redstone torches automatically, which would definitely be a great help. But before I start doing that, I want to fill these up completely and then start with whatever fills up first here. And that's going to take some time. I plan to work the whole day today on sort of sorting this out. I've got a bunch of things that I need to be doing where I can't sit and play Minecraft, but this is just something where I just need to let this go for a bit. You know, I can come back and check it every hour, so that's fine. I can do that today. It's the first day of our 3-week lockdown in the UK. If you haven't seen that on the news, because of the current state of the pandemic, we are on lockdown in the UK. We're not allowed to leave our home now for 3 weeks. You know, and I, you know, for those of you who don't know, I've battled something called agoraphobia over my life. I have this like panic and anxiety disorder, and it's terrible having a panic attack in public. People just react so ridiculous at times. It's unreal. You know, they call ambulances and you're like, no, don't call them. And anyway, I don't really like going out very much unless I absolutely have to. But this year I tried to make an active effort to break that and start going out more. So I step outside. I start going outside, and what happens? There's a global pandemic. This is why I don't go out. This is why it's a bad idea. I mean, geez. All I did was start going out of the house. You didn't have to, you know, send a pandemic. I'll stay in. I'll stay in. I will. I promise. But yeah, so I'm going to move these chests over here. I think I'm going to move them over here. At least temporarily. Oh no, actually permanently over here, I think. It'd be nice to have them going around like we've got them going around up there. I was going to have the sort of Tesseract room down here, but I don't know where I'm going to put the power room yet. Maybe I'll put it upstairs, maybe I'll put it in the attic, maybe I'll put it somewhere different than down here for a change. We do actually have to have the sewer here. Look, the sewer line runs right next to it, so... Or at least the current plan for the sewer line. We've got to rearrange these sewer lines a little bit, which is why I didn't put them all in place till I'd done all of these rooms. But yeah, so I'm going to get this. This should be... If we just say change that to blacklist the sign going in there. No, whitelist, because if I don't whitelist that, that's going to happen, isn't it? Okay, so I need to get that sign out. I mean, to be honest, it's not going to try and put the sign anywhere. It's just going to clog the sign up in the chest. So what I could do is I could always attach this and have it whitelist only the sign going in. Let's try that. So if we do that, and we get, I need a Yeta wrench. So if we go like this, because the thing is I've changed that to be disabled and I need to change it. So let's try the hammer. Crescent hammer seems to be the better one, to be honest, to do this stuff with. Is it that one? Nope. What have I done there? I think I just turned the... You know what? It's fine. We can just do this. That's not actually got out in it, and this is the hoe, so... Let's just redo this. Item conduit. I need the sign. Do I actually have any signs in here? Of these? Yes, I do. Okay, cool. So what we want to do is we want to insert that. Oops, that's the wrong one. Insert that. Whitelist just that. And that should put those in there. And then what we want to do here is we want to put insert that. So let's just make sure nothing ended up in the system that shouldn't do. We obviously need to put back our energy conduit. And that solves that little issue. So yeah, let me get downstairs sorted out and I'll be back with you. Welcome back, folks, and I've had a bit more of a think about things. And I've opted that, no, I'm not actually going to wait for this shop to do, 'cause I was thinking about it. If I wait for this shop to do, right, then all of the things that I'm going to start building with what's left over on here, say, for example, we take the snowballs out, we start making snow blocks. I don't have anywhere to put those snow blocks. And they're just going to sort of accumulate in a chest. And we obviously want a place to put them, and I don't want to put them back in here to sell them, nor do I want to put, say, magma. Do they not make magma cube blocks? Okay, fair dues then. Slime blocks. Same with slime blocks. I'll make congealed green slime. Slime blocks not a thing in 1.7.10? Possibly not. But yeah, so doing that, it's not going to work out how I want it to work out, simply because we don't have anywhere to put them. So I think the next kind of like order of business is to build another shop on addition to this. This could be an interesting one because this one is going to go up a bit of terrain. Look, we have a bit of terrain in there. And I do definitely want to keep that in there and move the house up one. I might actually bring this terrain, might bring the house up to one here and just bring it up one. And it'll go up one higher than this. And we'll probably take all of this out here so it's connected directly to it. But I want to do that in a separate episode. And I don't really want to finish the factory yet because there's still a lot of things that I don't know what I want to do with. You know, I don't know all of the things that I want to be generating in here. We've got this. This looks relatively nice. We've also got the basement that looks relatively nice now, as we've taken care of the armor bit, which is obviously the first and most important thing from this mob farm, because we're going to be generating a lot of armor. We've actually shifted through almost all of those bows that we had stockpiled up here. And when it comes to doing the rest, I'm not sure everything that's going to go in here. I mean, I could scratch my brain and look at things, but that's not the way I like to do it. I like to wait till it actually starts happening, then dealing with it. So, you know, it might be that rotten flesh is something that we obviously need to deal with relatively quickly. You know, I've had to think about cleaning out my my ME system over here, start extracting some of these stuff and sending them over there. And that might be something that we do in the near future. But again, we're going to soon fill up on bones. We're going to soon fill up on bone meal. We're going to fill up on a lot of the simple things. And I would much rather deal with them before then. So I decided that all I'm going to do is just literally have one upgrade in here for the time being. Just one of these upgrades. So we should fill out on this pretty quickly. It shouldn't take too long to do. And then we should be able to start doing them. Some of these I probably won't even bother with upgrades. Some of the rarer drops, like, for example, the heads and stuff like that. Although, to be honest, there's nothing I can do with the heads. And a lot of these rarer drops, there's nothing that I can do with. But the idea would be that, you know, once we start to get these actually functioning the way we want them to, I don't want to have any upgrades in them whatsoever. I'd rather have no upgrades in this one, or actually I might have them fully upgraded in the long run. It'd be a lot of storage, but if we have them fully upgraded, then it's going to take a while before they start sending them to the deep storage, and it's just going to be a while before we start generating all the additional stuff that we need to generate from these. So I think for now I'm just going to keep it to one upgrade, and then once one upgrade starts to overflow here, I'm going to decide what to do. These Vitas are annoying because they don't stack. If we look at Vita, you can see that it just doesn't stack. None of them stack. And I don't know what to do with these. I'm probably just going to store them in an ME system somewhere of their own accord, as opposed to storing them here. I think that would more than likely be the better option, because we can't put them in storage drawers. I mean, you can, but you can only put one in each storage drawer. We might start doing something with them, might sort of find a way to automate them. I don't know exactly how they work. I've never gotten into the mod. But that being said, this episode feels kind of like it's not achieved much. You know, we've sorted out some of the factory, which I kind of like. But we're still a ways away from really achieving anything in this episode. And like I said, I got a kind of a busy day today. I've got a lot of things that I need to sort of do. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about some future plans and kind of where the next 25 episodes go. We focused the first 25 episodes over here on the mob district, and this still is far from complete. You know, we still need to have some trees here. We still need to make over a couple of these houses. I want to rebuild the skeleton house from scratch because this is just too small. Skeletons are spawning outside, so I'm going to knock this down and rebuild this at least a block bigger and a block wider, which is going to sort of change the shape of this. I want to take this out as well. I don't like this. More and more I see this on the map, the more and more I don't like it. So there's still some things that I want to do there to achieve. But I think that, you know, by episode 50, I'd like to have more to show, and I could spend the next 25 episodes finishing the mob district. But I think I want to move on to the next district here, which is where I want to add in some more farms. I'd like to have a quarry farm. I'd also like to have a sort of tree farm. And I think to do the tree farm, I'd like to do something with this area out here. So there's going to be some clearing of this area that needs to be done. And also we need to figure out sort of like a road from here to go to Abyssa's house. Because if we go over here, we've got my wife's sort of village down here, and we don't have a way to get to her. If you go over here, you should come into view. We don't really have any particular way to get to her. She wants to set up railway lines, so we do need a railway station, and I've never gotten into it. We've got railcraft in here. I've never gotten into that mod, but I've always wanted to, so it's a perfect excuse to get into it. But I'm thinking that we probably have maybe a walkway going around here and through the marshlands, or it would be nice to go sort of like over here. Oh, black spike. The trouble is, if we were to do that, I mean, we could take out some of this area and put some tree farms over here and use this area here as like a walkway and have the tree farm sort of at the side here, which might be a great way to fill this area here. But I definitely think I'm going to manually take out all of this area here as opposed to artificially taking it out using a builder like I did this big area here. This is a much smaller area, and I don't want too big of tree farms. But if we look at the wood, if we just look at, say, oak planks, for example, reinforced, why not going to get oak? Okay, why isn't it giving me? Let's just type in planks. Oh, oak wood planks. If we look at this and we right click this, where is it? Is it going to show me? Ah, chisel. We've got this, and I think it'd be nice to have a shop that sells all of these different chiseled kind of woods. We've got this for the 6 basic vanilla woods. Now, there's going to be more woods, but I don't think I'm going to set up a farm for those just yet. I can't see the need to sort of get them. I mean, they would bring in a profit. I'm pretty sure Jace would want to buy them. But this is like the starting city. We're not going to have all of the farms here in the starting city. We're just going to have a few of them. Sort of the ones that we need. And I think having those different kinds of wood in there already pre-chiseled, it would save people a lot of time, and it would be nice to have them anyway. So we may do that. I may set up an actual village for biomes of plenty trees, because there's so many. It would be nice to have an entire like wood, lumberjack's yard. I think that'd be really cool as a separate project. But right now, I want to keep focused on this project. I want to finish this city before we move on to another one. It's kind of like the whole purpose behind season 1 is this city. Season 2, we may do the lumberjack's yard, and we'll have like a big lumberjack's yard, and it'll look really cool and stuff. I've always wanted to do that, but I've never really properly got into it. You know, or maybe season 2 would be something completely different. I don't know yet. We're still a ways away from it. We're at least 75 episodes. I'd like this season to be 100, but I'm not dead set on that, because some episodes we don't achieve too much, like this episode, and other episodes we achieve a lot. And you know, you've got to realize I'm not full-time YouTube, and I'm trying my best at the minute to make as many videos as I can. But you know, part of doing YouTube for me, it's not about sort of like making. I know a lot of people want to do YouTube because they want to be YouTube famous, internet famous. For me, I just enjoy recording games. I enjoy playing games with other people and sharing that experience. That's why I record. And I also decided a few years ago that if I was going to game, I was going to record. And I've got this huge list of games that I want to play that I've never played yet, or that I've played a couple of times and never beaten. And I want to get through that on the Let's Play channel. And even though the Let's Play channel really doesn't bring in many views, you know, it brings in a fraction of what I get over here. You know, I've got like, I get like something like 70 hours watch time on this one on average. You know, or something like that. No, it's I can't remember. It's something like that. But in comparison, it's a very, very small fraction. It's like, say if this gets 100 hours a day, the Let's Play one gets like 10 minutes. And I'm also doing an achievement hunter one because I love achievement hunting. I've missed it so much. So yeah, but I think that's actually going to call it for this episode. I know we haven't achieved much in this episode, but we achieved kind of what I wanted to do, and I've got other things that I need to do today, unfortunately. So it's just one of those days where I don't have a lot of time to really sit down and record. So yeah, I think I'll record it there, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel. I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like and click subscribe if you want to see more from me, guys. I'm KCDavis. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.